Numerous front pages on Tuesday feature the government's most recent attempts to adopt legislation implementing its Rwandan asylum policy. The Prime Minister Rishi Sunak gave a press conference before Monday night's votes on the measure in both houses of parliament, according to reports from the Metro. "Enough is enough," uttered by him. "No more holding back, no more postponing. No matter how late it gets, Parliament will convene tonight and cast votes. Not a single if or but." According to the Times, the Prime Minister hopes to see a regular rhythm of multiple flights every month, during the summer and beyond. The government has reportedly already rented planes that would allow flights to take off in 10 to 12 weeks. The Daily Mail headline states, "We're ready for Rwanda liftoff." The Prime Minister is quoted in the publication as saying that the preparations for the flights are one of the most complex operational endeavors the Home Office has carried out, and that migrants would soon be detained ahead of deportation. According to the Eye, the Prime Minister has received warnings from conservative critics that the Rwanda plan won't work. According to the article, backbenchers have tasked Mr. Sunak with making sure 2,000 people are deported in 6 months, although Tory sources familiar with the plan believe that number is overly optimistic. "None of it will happen," a party figure to the right is cited as saying. Rishi is living the high life. The Metropolitan Police Commissioner, Mark Rowley, has commended the professional actions of a sergeant who prevented an anti-Semitic protester from entering a pro-Palestinian demonstration in London earlier this month, according to The Guardian. The police have come under fire for video footage showing an officer expressing concern to Gideon Falter about what would happen if he left the march due to his openly Jewish background. Mr. Rowley says in an interview with the paper that the officer used clumsy and offensive language, but he goes on to say that the sergeant clearly assessed that there was a risk of confrontation and was trying to help Mr. Falter. The Daily Express is led with the story that BBC News host Hugh Edwards has resigned from the company, citing medical advice. The presenter had been off the air since July of last year due to allegations that he had paid a minor for pictures that contained explicit sexual content. The BBC, highest-profile news host, often chosen to present its coverage of major events, including the death of the Queen in 2022, according to the article, was Mr. Edwards. A man wanted for interrogation in connection with the 1999 murder of TV host Jill Dando has been identified through facial mapping as having a striking resemblance to a former assassin for Serbian tyrant Slobodan Milosevic, according to the Daily Mirror. According to the article, a face comparison expert discovered that Milorad Ulemek, who is presently serving a 40-year sentence in a Serbian jail, and a man seen in CCTV footage from close to Dando's home had a similar mouth, chin, and hairline. The Financial Times reports that the FTSE 100 closed at an all-time high on Monday after rising 1.6%. According to the report, the index, which measures the worth of the 100 biggest firms listed on the London Stock Exchange, has rallied due to a declining value of the pound and increased anticipation of interest rate reductions later in the year for corporate valuations. Numerous front pages mention the Rwanda law. The headline in The Independent asks, "Flight of fantasy?" and includes a caution from MPs that, in spite of the bill, flights to Rwanda will remain grounded due to legal challenges. The Telegraph reminds readers that once the program is in place, Rishi Sunak has promised a consistent drumbeat of many flights each month through summer and beyond. The Metropolitan Police Commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, is interviewed by The Guardian and commends the professional conduct of the officer at the core of an anti-Semitic dispute with activist Gideon Falter during a pro-Palestinian march last weekend. Additionally, Sir Mark told the newspaper that demonstrators at previous protests had set up police by employing fakery to weaken the force. The Times cites information that its own Crime and Justice Commission was shown, demonstrating how organized crime groups are infiltrating jails by having their cronies hired as guards. It speaks with Nick Hardwick, the former chief inspector of prisons, who claims governors have informed him that criminals are placing inmates to oversee other unlawful enterprises and sell drugs. The headline reads, "Face of a Killer," in the Mirror. It features a picture of Milorad Ulemek, a Serbian assassin currently serving a 40-year prison sentence. According to the article, Milorad has a striking resemblance to a guy who is wanted for questioning in connection with the 1999 murder of TV host Jill Dando. There have been requests for authorities to look into a potential connection when it was reported that a facial comparison specialist discovered that the image of Man X, which was taken from a CCTV footage from close to Ms. Dando's home, had a similar mouth, chin, and hairline to Ulemek. Numerous front-page images include BBC presenter Hugh Edwards, whose departure from the company was announced on Monday following accusations of inappropriate behavior from the previous summer. The family of the young individual involved has had another conversation with The Sun, the publication that first broke the news. They expressed to the newspaper their concern that they might not receive the answers they, so desperately, need as a result of Mr. Edwards' resignation. The Star says it has tracked down the hardest seagull in Britain. According to the tabloid, it goes by the moniker, The Boss, and has been robbing people of the chippy teas in Liverpool.